Hi YouTube! So today's video is going to be my part 2 of my college preparation video, and I just came up with a couple of more tips and stuff and things that I could talk about to let you guys know how college is as a whole, not just picking a college, but when you do pick the college and when you go there, how it's going to be and how it's been for me so far. And I know a lot of juniors and seniors, when they're like picking the college, and then they think all these different assumptions about how college is going to be real hard and the teachers are going to be mean and the teachers not going to want to help you and the books are going to be real heavy and you're just not going to be able to do it. A lot of seniors let that scare them from going to college, and I was like that when I was a senior. I was so freaked out about going to college, and I actually have a video on my channel. It's called I'm Going to College and I'm Freaking Out. I was really nervous to go to college, and I thought that it was going to be like extremely hard to the point where I can't do it. I was gonna cry and it was gonna be horrible. It was gonna be a terrible experience. But now that I've been there 4 or 5 months, I can honestly say that it's not that bad. I mean, obviously, when you first get to college, the only thing that you're really taking is your gen ed classes, general classes that all freshmen and sophomores take. So obviously, those are not going to be like extremely excruciating hard. But from what I've experienced so far, it's not that bad. But I can't speak on what's to come in the future because I don't know. So I'm just going to talk about what I've been through and the different difficulties of my classes. I'm going to talk about books, when to buy them, and how to save on your books, not worrying about choosing a major right off the bat, and how not to stress about the whole college deal because it's nothing to stress about. Everything's going to fall into place and everything's going to be okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is difficulty. We all think college is going to be like extremely hard and we're not going to be able to do it. Well, honestly, it depends on where you go to school. If you go to a community college versus if you go to Harvard, it's like, common sense. You just think about it. Harvard versus a community school. I'm not saying a community college is bad, but you guys know the level of difficulty is going to be way is non-comparable. So it just depends on where you go and the different type of classes that you take based off of that. Where I struggled so far, I took 4 classes and I struggled in English. And honestly, back in high school, I passed English every year with an A or probably an A minus. Never had to be like I think it was about an A minus, maybe like an 89 or a 90. So like right there on the A average line. And English was like piece of cake. I loved English. It was because it was so easy. That's the only reason I liked it. So when I got to college, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna knock English out the park. English is gonna be easy. And I got there, and we wrote. Um, I want to say we wrote 4 papers, and the first paper was really easy. I got a B on it, but it was about a significant event that happened in our life. So something that happened that changed the way we see today, and something that happened that just changed us or scarred us or whatever. And I just talked about my dad having a stroke and how that just changed us financially and all those type of different things. And I got to really put my own touch on it. The other papers we had to like read this boring book. It was so boring and I was not into it. I wasn't feeling it and I wasn't interested in it to the point where when he assigned us to go home and read it, I didn't. So we had to write a paper over it and I got a C on the paper, which I kind of expected because honestly I didn't do my part and actually read the book. So I got a C on that paper. And then the next paper was we got to pick a topic that we cared about and kind of like debate on it or something like that. And my topic was not supporting circuses because um, a lot of circuses beat their animals, which is a totally different topic. But that is what I chose to debate about, and he gave me a C on that paper as well. So I was kind of discouraged, like, wow, I'm just getting C after C on these papers, and I passed that class with a C. So the difficulty of that class was kind of hard because I had honestly in high school I had never written a paper, and that was my high school's fault because my high school didn't prepare me for college at all. I didn't go to a really good high school. My high school was only focused, their main focus and their main goal in that school was, where's your ID? You don't have your ID on? $5. Are you late for class? Detention. You're talking back to the teacher? In school suspension. The only thing my high school was worried about was punishment. So when I got to college, all these different terms and stuff that my teacher was using, and all these big words, and all these how to write this paper and how to write that paper, I didn't know what he was talking about because in high school I've never written a paper. I wrote my first paper in college, which is terrible because you should have written a paper in high school. So that falls back on my high school curriculum that I never wrote a paper, so I was very unprepared when it came to writing a paper in English. So that's where I struggled. So the only thing I can say to you, so you guys won't end up in that situation where you feel unprepared, is kind of talk to your teacher now in high school and ask them, when you were in college, what do you think that we're not learning right now that I need to know when I get there, if that makes sense to you? And hopefully your high school teacher can kind of give you some tips and tricks on what they think that you should know, even if they're not teaching it in that class, even if you're kind of close to that teacher, if they can tell you some things that will help you when you get in high school. I mean, when you get in college while you're in high school, because if you wait till you get to college, and 9 times out of 10, the teacher is not going to spend a lot of time teaching the stuff. You're going to spend a lot of time talking about what the assignment is, and then you got to go out and do it. So I struggle with English. So I suggest that you prepare for it and try to learn as much as you can while you're in high school. Just soak it all in, because sometimes people are like, we're never going to use this. We're never going to use this. And a lot of that stuff that you say we're never going to use pops up in college. So, and I've only been there for 5 months, and a lot of that stuff that I said is not gonna, that we're never going to use, popped up in college. Another thing would have to be books. I was blessed to I had a couple gift cards to my school's bookstore from the apartment that I lived in, so I didn't really have to pay for my books. I think the total for my books was about $200, but I had like $170 in gift cards, so I came out like $30 out of pocket. I had 6 books, so, and like I said, it's right now as a freshman, you're just going to be taking general education classes, so those books are not extremely expensive, but they are still expensive, you know, in a way. There's one book that I gotta buy in a couple of weeks, and that book is like $250. So that's just crazy. But my advice to you when it comes to getting books is try not to buy your books extremely early. I know a lot of us are anxious and, oh my God, they're gonna sell out of my book and I'm not gonna be able to get it. Do I need to come to class on my first day with the book? No. On your first day of class, you do not need to have your books, because 9 times out of 10, on your first day of class, your teacher is going to go over the syllabus, which is like a long paper, multiple sheets of paper that has like rules and how this class is going to go, what you're going to learn, and the textbooks and the materials that you need for this class. He's also going to go over the books, and he's going to tell you, okay, there's 4 books on this syllabus, but I only want you guys to buy 2. Now, if you look back and you already bought all 4, then you either have to return it and try to get your money back, or sell it and all that other type of stuff. So I suggest that you kind of wait as long as you can until your teacher, you could know, kind of approves of which books you need, because he may change his mind, but like, I don't think we're going to get to this book, so don't worry about buying it, and you already bought it. So kind of wait it out, because on the first day, you honestly don't need your book on the first day. The first day, he's just going to be talking and stuff. Now, if it's a book that's like out of state and it's going to take a while for it to get to you, then you may want to buy it beforehand. But if it's a book that you can get in your bookstore at your school, just wait, and then you can. And if he says you need it, then the next day go get it. And if there's a book that's really too expensive and you just can't afford it, or you don't want to pay that much, I don't blame you. Go online and get some cheap books. Go to Amazon. You can go to eBay, which I think eBay is called Half or something like that. Alibris, which is ALIBRIS.com, or you can go to Chegg, which is a very popular one, or cheaptextbooks.com. There are so many textbook places that you can go to, and when you're done with your textbooks, you can return them if you rented them, or you can sell them back to your school or back to the website that you bought them from. So you're not going to get the full price that you pay for the book. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time. If you paid $170 for your book, you're not going to get $170 back. That's just how it goes. Now I don't know how much you will get back, but you're not going to get back the full amount. Another thing is not worrying about your major. Right now, I'm majoring in elementary education. That's the program I'm in. But like I said, for the third time, I'm only taking general education classes right now. So those elementary education classes won't come until my junior year. So in my junior year, or your junior year in college, it's kind of when you kind of need to know what you want to major in, because that's when the classes that apply to that major are going to kick in. So don't freak out and think that once you sign up for college and they say, what is your major, while you're like applying or something, and you put biology, but later along the line you realize that's not what you want to do. It's okay, you can change your major. So don't stress out about, I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to be, it's not a life or death situation. You can always change it. It's just so the school can kind of know where you fall She wants to be a teacher, maybe. She wants to be a doctor, maybe. Everybody can change. Everybody has freedom to change. They say most freshmen, most sophomores change their majors anyway, which I'm planning on doing because I'm majoring in elementary education, but I want to change to psychology and become a child behavioral psychologist, like a super nanny. I don't want to be a super nanny, but you know how like if you ever seen a show like American Super Nanny or Super Nanny, and she like goes into the people's houses and try to explain to the parents why the children are behaving that way and how you can stop that behavior and all that type of stuff. She's a psychologist of some sort, I'm assuming, and that's kind of the path that I want to go down. I want to work with kids, so that's just me. And the last thing that I have for you is not to stress. The whole college process, yes, it is very, very stressful, but don't let it stress you out to the point where, you have too much on your plate. There are a million people at your school that are willing to help you, from counselors to advisors, from people in the financial aid office, people in the bookstore can help you decide if you don't really know what books you're supposed to get. Just take your schedule to the bookstore and they'll find the books and pull the books for you. So, and then you can write down the ISBN number, which is kind of like the serial number for the book, and then you can go online and type that ISBN number in, and they'll find books at cheaper prices. Um, yeah, so don't freak out, and hopefully your parents are there to help you, and maybe you have some older siblings that's been there, done that. You can talk to them. If you want to talk to me, feel free to inbox me, and I'll help you. I don't have any problem with helping you, but just don't stress out and allow it to ruin your life. And the only thing you're worried about is college, 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 college. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I want to major in. I don't know what classes. I don't know where the money is coming from. It's a lot of different things that come into college, but there are a million people in this world that are there to help you. You just have to ask for it. You can't be afraid to ask for it. And asking for help doesn't make you stupid. A lot of people don't want to ask because they don't want to look stupid, but when you're not asking, then you look stupid because you really need the help. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask any question that you have, and hopefully you have like an advisor that you're assigned to your freshman year, so you can have that person to kind of cling on to, and they'll always be there for you. And then I'm always here for you, so if you have any questions, feel free to inbox me or comment or whatever you want to do, and I'm here for you just as hopefully your parents and everybody else are there for you. So don't allow it to stress you out, but like I said in the last video, you just have to be on time and determined to do stuff early. Don't wait till the last minute and to get stuff done, because then you're going to stress yourself out. If you give yourself a lot of time to get something done, then it's just going to be a breeze. But if you wait till the last minute to cram everything in there and try to get registered for school and all that stuff, then you're going to stress out. So don't wait till the last minute to do anything, whether it's buying books and signing up for classes and paying for school, finding out where you're going to get scholarships, all that type of stuff. Don't wait till the last minute. I suggest by the time you graduate, you should know where you want to go. You don't have to know where you want to go, but you should have kind of like broken down into two sections where you want to go. So hopefully by the time you graduate, you know where you're going to school. Hopefully. So I just wanted to say congratulations on you that are going to be starting college in the fall. And if you're a junior, congratulations on you that are going to become a senior in the fall. And I hope you all the best with your college search. Feel free to ask me any questions. Don't be afraid to ask other people questions. And I hope these two videos have helped you guys not to freak out about college like I did, because honestly, it's not that bad and it's a great experience. And once you get there, hopefully you'll feel how I feel now, which is very relaxed and calm about it. It's not really that bad. So thanks for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.